This assembly is for heirs only. The lawyer then said I placed Dad's property deeds here. You mean the ones I already possess? You know that gut-wrenching feeling when you think you've lost everything, only to discover a secret weapon your dad left you, specifically designed to blow up your greedy stepfamily's master plan? Because when my father died, his conniving wife, Diana, thought she'd finally won. But what she didn't know was that my dad was always 3 steps ahead. And the look on her face when I slammed those property deeds onto the lawyer's table? Absolutely priceless. You just know she was asking herself, what the hell happened next? So let me tell you how I turned the tables on my stepfamily's greed. The call came on a grim, rainy Tuesday morning in Singapore. I was neck-deep in a massive development deal when my phone lit up with a number I hadn't seen in years. It was my childhood friend, Grace, her voice cracking as she delivered the news that stopped my world cold. Maxwell. Your father passed away last night. 5 years. That's how long it had been since I'd stepped foot in Maplewood, the small town I grew up in. 5 years since that explosive argument with my father that sent me packing my bags and boarding a plane to Asia, determined to make my own name in international real estate. Now I was returning home, not as the prodigal son, but as a grieving stranger. As the taxi pulled up to the sprawling Victorian house where I'd spent my childhood, a tidal wave of memories washed over me. The basketball hoop where Dad taught me to shoot, the porch swing where we'd talk business plans late into summer evenings, the garden where we buried Mom when I was 10. Everything looked smaller somehow, like my memories had inflated the proportions. Diana's sleek silver Mercedes sat in the driveway, flanked by 2 other luxury vehicles I didn't recognize. My father had always preferred his old Cadillac, practical, reliable, unpretentious, just like him. I paid the driver and stood at the bottom of the steps, my suitcase suddenly feeling heavier than it had at the airport. Before I could even reach for the doorbell, the front door swung open. My stepsister Brittany stood there, her face a carefully composed mask of somber politeness that didn't quite reach her eyes. "Maxwell," she said, her voice flat, almost accusing. "We weren't sure you'd come." My blood boiled just a little. "He was my father," I replied simply, my voice tight. She stepped aside, and I entered a house that no longer felt like home. The foyer had been completely redecorated in Diana's ultra-modern style, all chrome, glass, and uncomfortable-looking furniture. Not a single trace remained of Dad's preference for warm woods and worn leather. "Mom's in the living room with Tyler and some guests," Brittany informed me, leading the way without offering to take my bag. Diana sat perched on a white leather sofa, holding court among a group of town locals I vaguely recognized. When she saw me, her perfectly painted face registered a flicker of shock before quickly rearranging itself into a grieving widow's expression. "Maxwell," she purred, rising to air kiss my cheek. "What a surprise. We tried to reach you, of course, but your full story video added in below."